I have a confession to make. I've never played Republic Commando before. God, that feels like such a cardinal sin just admitting that. So, I thought it'd be fun to make my first experience with the game an absolute pain by completing it without dying. For the parameters, I'll be playing through the entire campaign on hard mode. If I die, I have to restart from the very first mission on Geonosis, including the near 6 minutes of unskippable cutscenes at the start of the game. Now, it's important to note that there's a difference between going down in the game and actually dying. For this run, any full team wipe or solo mission where I go down will warrant a reset. This isn't some run where I restart every single time I get knocked down, because that'd be a bit ridiculous. The game's already scaled up immensely with hard mode enabled. There's no need to continue adding additional challenges as I play through it for the first time. Those will all come in future videos. My only plug for this video is that most of the Battle of Geonosis was actually streamed right here on YouTube. So if that's interesting to you, the link to that VOD should be up in the top right corner of your screen, as well as down in the description. Alright, let's get to the attempts. As it would turn out, my first attempt was actually my best, at least in regards to Geonosis. The most important part to remember in the beginning is that you're invincible, at least until you link up with the rest of your team. So that entire first stint where you need to heal yourself and learn how to throw a grenade, all of that, quite frankly, doesn't matter. You want to know what does matter? How about linking up with one of the most likable characters in the Star Wars universe? Unit 62, also known as Scorch. He's the life and blood of the team, always comes ready to roll with some savvy one-liners, and he's the team's demolitions expert. Though, it's worth noting right away that there doesn't seem to be any real difference between your squad mates. All three claim to have specialties that I'll talk about as we link up with them, but they can all perform the exact same actions at any point in the game. What I mean is, Scorch is known as the demolitions expert, but any commando in your squad is able to pull off a demolitions maneuver, not just Scorch. To be honest though, I don't really have a problem with that. It didn't ruin my immersion or anything. I just wanted to mention it because I'm sure there's a slew of Star Wars superfans already writing entire essays in the comments about how this ruins the game for them. Side tangent over, back to the game. Scorch and I pushed into the droid facility and managed to link up with Delta 40, also known as Fixer. He's the autist of the group, specializing in hyperfixation and computers. Together, the three of us pushed deeper into the facility, learning about night vision, fighting some droids, killing some bugs, you know how it goes. We even got to blow up a few ships in their respective hangars. All in all, really fun stuff. After rappelling down to the lower levels, we met up with the final member of Delta Squad, 07, or Sev. He's basically Emil from Halo Reach, but cooler because he's a commando. He's the squad's marksman, and my personal favorite of the entire group. Mainly because, while everyone else is joking around and bantering with each other, he's just dark as shit for absolutely no reason. He's also just overall a really badass character. I sure hope nothing bad ever happens to him. Anyway, with the gang back together, you push in to take out Sun Fac, only for him to retreat to his ship, leaving you face to face with your first super battle droid of the playthrough. If it's one thing I love about Republic Commando, it's that super battle droids actually feel powerful and difficult to take out, compared to games like Battlefront 2, where super battle droids are about as weak as a standard B1 droid. For super battle droids, you can either shoot their cannon or their chest armor. There's another way to handle them, but we don't have access to the tools yet, so I'll talk about it once we get there. For now, it's fighting through some more Geonosians, B1 droids, and super battle droids, until we find Sun Fac escaping in his vehicle.
There he is, outside the shield.
Delta Lead, assign 07 to sniper position. We need a target on Sun Fac.
Sev posts up on the balcony and snipes the fighter out of the sky, killing Sun Fac and completing the first portion of our mission. After confirming his death, we're told to head into the droid factory, starting the second chapter of Geonosis.
Proceed to the elevator.
Upon entering the factory, you're immediately given attachments to modify your blaster into a sniper rifle, one of the best weapons in the game, at least early on. This is the quote-unquote tool that I was referencing when dealing with super battle droids. Most of the time, you can trigger a battle droid to appear and then run way out of their range and snipe them without them being able to shoot back. It's easily one of the most overpowered strategies in the entire game, and one that I utilize a lot on Geonosis, but tend to ignore later on in the playthrough due to other weapons at my disposal. Continuing onward, I encountered a ton of eggs that reminded me of the movie Alien, and that scene with all the xenomorph babies hatching and flying around. Yep, you know what scene I'm talking about? Anyway, after working through all of those, you need to turn off the jammer, so I had the rest of the squad cover me while I made my way up to the control panel and deactivated the shields protecting the jamming device.
Shields down. Let's blow that jamming device. Let's move on.
Just like the simulator. Never saw it coming.
Let's form up. You, Bacta, now.
Got it, sir.
Take cover, Doubters.
With the shields down, we blew up the jammer and rappelled down deeper into the factory.
Vent shafts leading to the factory are located on the opposite side of the spire from your location.
Figures.
My readings are unable to find a way across the spire to the factory.
Here's where you meet the biggest pain in the asses of the entire game, in my opinion. Sure, the Geonosians are annoying, but what if they had armor and could one-shot you? Wouldn't that be fun? Admittedly, this is something I struggled with for a while, mainly because I didn't know they had weak points that allowed you to one-shot them. Like, I knew the snipers were good against them, but didn't realize that they were the answer to literally all of my problems.
Fresh ammo.
Take cover.
Sir. Demo is ready when you are, sir.
Take cover, Doubters.
Good work, Deltas.
Let's move on.
Let's do it.
After almost getting wiped multiple times, we rallied and managed to push through the cavern and enter the ventilation shaft. On to the next chapter, destroying the factory. Admittedly, this one is pretty simple. There's a ton of enemies to fight through, but by this point, I'd learned a few mechanics and had gotten more comfortable giving orders to the other members of Delta Squad. I found that just letting your squad mates handle the bugs is the best way to go about Geonosis, because they just one-shot you if you get too close. Anyway, with the factory destroyed, we escape on a gunship, and now it's time to attack the core ship. At this point, chat had absolutely zero faith in me. Pretty much everyone expected me to die here, and honestly, I don't blame them. You're spammed with Geonosians and their warrior counterparts, and I mean spammed. It really does feel like they just never stop spawning for the entire mission, which turns it into more of a tactical sprint to the end of the canyon, but you can't do that because you'll just get overwhelmed and die alone. This took a few tries to get through because every time I'd try to push up, I'd get knocked down, forcing the rest of Delta Squad to run over and revive me.
Subject terminated. Deltas, we gotta finish him off before we can help 3A.
After successfully navigating the canyon, you find out that that was the easy part, as your next objective is to push through 5 or 6 super battle droids.
Squad leader.
Delta Squad forming up.
Forming up, sir.
Delta Squad, let's take him down.
I found that having one of your members spam grenades while the rest of the squad defend this small pathway is the best way to deal with the battle droids here.
It's about to get rough, Commandos. Never saw it coming.
Eliminate target.
Need a reload here. Subject terminated.
Eventually, after they've all been dealt with, I was able to push through into the bunker and load up the next chapter. We need to find and destroy some anti-air guns now, but here's how it works. At the end of a hallway, you'll find an open room with a few terminals in it. Geonosians pour into the room until the anti-air gun is destroyed, or all the windows are shut by either you or the rest of Delta Squad. After destroying the first gun, we were greeted by some super battle droids, but by this point, I figured that EMP grenades work wonders on them, so they were relatively easy to fight through. Which brings us to what might be the closest call I've ever survived in the entire video, and it happened on the very first attempt. As we pushed into the console room to destroy the anti-air guns, all the windows are open and Geonosians spawn infinitely until you shut the doors. The only problem with that is most of the squad went down almost instantly, so I found myself soloing dozens of bugs while trying to fight my way back into the console room just to revive a fellow squad mate.
I'm reading low vitals on your squad.
Ooh.
With Sev up, I gave him orders to revive Fixer and Scorch while I provided cover fire and fought back the Geonosians until eventually, after several more minutes of fighting, we managed to shut all windows and blow up the final anti-air gun. With both of the anti-air guns destroyed, it was back out onto the canyon, which means more bugs, more chaos, and more super battle droids. It was here where I learned that if I task Delta Squad with defending a position near a Bacta machine, they'll instinctively heal themselves when they're not busy fighting for their lives. It's a really cool mechanic and one that I started abusing throughout the rest of the playthrough. Keep in mind, by this point, we still haven't even reached the core ship yet. Before we do that, we have to fight our way through dozens of enemies. It wasn't all bad though. I mean, we got the Republic Commando noob tube attachment, so we can get a Harrier strike with a few well-placed shots, and before you know it, I'll have an AC-130 ready to go. All I'm missing is one-man army. Anyway, with the droids dealt with, I pushed into this open area where I was met with my first spider droid, which seemed more difficult than it really was. I'm sure if I was solo, it'd be a major problem, but luckily for me, I have 3 squad mates who I can use as bullet sponges, who can aggro the spider droid, while I sit behind cover and dismantle it with ease.
I sure hope we don't encounter many more of those.
With the spider droid turned to scrap metal, it's time to head on into the core ship and enter what is quite possibly my favorite mission in the entire playthrough. If nothing else, it's the best mission on Geonosis without a shadow of a doubt. Delta Squad splits up as soon as you get inside, so if you go down here, no one's coming to rescue you and it'll effectively be a squad wipe. After hitching a ride up a few dozen levels, you need to maneuver your way through all these racks of dormant super battle droids. I wasn't stupid enough to shoot here, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at the edge of my seat for most of this section. This whole portion is stealth-based, and there's a ton of small traps and mechanics here designed to bait you into blowing your cover. Like the Geonosian bug sitting near the window that I totally thought was sleeping and totally didn't panic at all here, which definitely didn't alert the turret sitting directly above my head that I definitely didn't miss.
6-2 here. I think I've reached the coolant intake valve.
Did you can the chatter until you've got something useful to say? 4-0, slicing primary...
After narrowly escaping death, I placed my demolition charges and headed up to the control room where I found a few B-1 battle droids waiting for me. Blowing up the droid racks from the control room was the easy part. Now, I needed to head back through those same racks, but instead of utilizing stealth like I did at the start of the mission, I needed to run. See, the blast had woken up a few super battle droids, which were now patrolling the area. There's no way around them either, considering you need to destroy one in order to get through a path in the racks to take you to the next objective. Now all that's left to do is rendezvous with the rest of Delta Squad, and by that, I mean happen upon Sev as he executes a droideka.
Nice work, 07.
Oh yeah, there's droidekas now. Luckily, I still have some EMP grenades on me, which destroy their shields and allow us to make quick work of the enemy.
Secondary objectives complete, ready for orders.
Well done, 3-8. There's a loading substation somewhere on this level with an elevator that will take you directly to the bridge.
Affirmative. Let's get to it, Deltas.
With the whole squad reunited, we have to deal with yet another spider droid, only this time, it's close quarters. Again, it's easier than it seems because you can just have the rest of Delta Squad sort of meat shield for you while you take shots at it from relative safety. Easy enough.
More intense than the simulations.
We're now given 5 minutes to reach the bridge, and here's where I fucked up. See, I thought the timer wasn't real. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I just assumed the 5-minute timer correlated to wherever we were in relation to ending the mission. So, as we got closer to winning, the timer would count down more, until the ship explodes while we leave in an epic cutscene. But what I didn't factor in is that maybe the real cutscene was the dead commandos we made along the way. What I'm trying to say is, I spent way too much time fighting, and not enough time running, causing the ship to explode with me and the rest of Delta Squad still on it, just a few feet from safety, ending my first attempt.
I'm reading low vital signs from your squad.
It's good to...
It would take 4 more attempts to make it off of Geonosis. On my second attempt, I sped through the early chapters and was making great timing until I reached the bug chambers and was gunned down by a group of Geonosian warriors. My third attempt was just as ridiculous. I pushed through about half of the chapters on Geonosis and was on pace to clear the entire mission within an hour, but was dicking around to entertain chat and accidentally fell off a platform, killing me in the process. By my fourth attempt, I was too annoyed to really care anymore and just sprinted through the droid factory. It was only after I tried the same method on the canyon that I was reminded how absolutely fucking stupid of an idea it is to try and sprint through an army of Geonosians. Which brings us to the 5th attempt, and the first one where I actually managed to make it off of Geonosis. Much of this run went about as well as my first attempt. Instead of rushing in, I played back and patiently cleared each area, relying on the rest of Delta Squad to do the heavy lifting via the search and destroy command. During the stealth portion, I used the sniper to take out the turrets before they could lock onto me, and then spammed EMP grenades at these super battle droids and droidekas. When it came time to reach the bridge, I just started sprinting past all the other droids instead of wasting my time fighting them, and was able to reach the deck with about 2.5 minutes left. Instead of just letting Delta Squad do whatever they wanted, I immediately ordered one of them to begin slicing the terminal, while the rest of us took defensive positions and focused on the droidekas and super battle droids coming through each of the side doors.
This is taking longer than I'd like.
Working as fast as I can, sir.
Another one down.
Systems failure in 1 minute.
After halting the retreat of the droid army, we managed to escape as the ship exploded behind us, and Cool Guys Don't Look at Explosions played faintly in the background. It was a good day.
Prosecutor.
Next up, we have the Prosecutor. It's an old Republic Star Destroyer that Delta Squad actually spent a ton of time on prior to the events of the game taking place. It's another solo mission to start where all of Delta Squad has split up to hit the 4 data cores in order to retrieve critical information involving the ship. Our primary objective currently is to retrieve the flight recorder data and meet back up with the rest of the squad. Sev's job is to retrieve the sensor logs, Fixer was sent to grab something involving manifests, and we have no idea what Scorch is doing because the communications cut out, but I'd expect to be something similar. Anyway, let's get to work. After watching this sick-ass handshake, of course.
Delta Squad, prepare for low-gravity infiltration. Seal your suits. Good luck.
There's some lovely wildlife hanging out behind one of the blast doors, which immediately gave me PTSD from Geonosis. But other than that, the first portion of this mission was pretty quiet. I did manage to find a dead clone, but I'm sure he was just taking a nap after a pretty stressful morning. While traversing the ship, Scorch gets attacked and we lose comms with him.
This is 6-2. I'm getting some interference on my visor. Wait, now it's gone. Strange. Six-two again. I'm getting that static again. Stronger this time. I can hardly see. Wait, what the?
6-2. Delta 6-2, can you hear me? Report.
Get off me, you frowning bag of bolts!
6-2. Deltas, I've lost 6-2. Are either of you close enough to monitor his status? Report.
After sneaking through some of the vents, I came across a clone survivor in the torpedo bay, only for him to be assaulted by something as I turned away.
I heard blaster fire. By the time I got to where the noise was, everyone was dead.
So you came to the torpedo bay to hide?
No, sir. I was trying to launch a torpedo and alert the Republic. But you're here now, so no need for that, eh?
Look
Thanks
out!
for the rescue.
What a waste of good genes.
Back into the vents. I found another clone and got to watch him get suicide bombed by a scavenger droid. Unfortunately for me, though, I got distracted by the free show and ended up getting tased into oblivion by a group of scavenger droids, which means it's back to Geonosis.
We might need
Deltas,
another
I think I
Delta
just
lead.
found out what happened
Sir,
to
you
6-2.
okay?
Some kind of scavenger.
Need some cover, squad.
Just get us inside without killing the squad,
Warning
okay,
is
Scorch?
approaching your position.
The charge is set and ready to detonate. It's all yours, boss.
Advisor.
Flight complete, sir. Good one, sir.
Fresh ammo.
4-0 reporting. Running into a little droid trouble.
fixer in 6-2 down there. Good to see you, sir.
We missed your buckish charm.
Nice toss, 3-8.
Breach that door, Delta.
Absolutely, sir.
After another hour or so of walking through the tutorial, fighting through the droid facility, boarding the core ship and blowing it up from the inside, it's back to the prosecutor. At least I know what I'm up against now. This time, instead of watching the second clone get kamikazed, I ran back towards where I entered from and took out the scavenger droids from a distance. They have these tasers attached to them, but the real kill shots come from them flying directly into your face. So the best bet here is to hang back and take them out from range.
Fixer, keep scanning for 6-2. I don't want to become a three-man squad.
Looks like there's a few clone survivors putting up a fight, but I didn't stick around to see what ultimately killed them. Of course, the pathway is blocked, so I need to use a terminal to slice my way into the small hidden pathways that the droids use to quickly navigate the ship. But I'm learning now. Or at least I've been conditioned to now bait the terminals, and then back off to deal with the oncoming ambush of droids that the game seems to love to throw at me. Since we still don't know if Scorch is alive, we change plans and link up with Sev in order to continue investigating the ship together. I do love the horror vibe that they're going for here, with the blood covering some of the conduits, implying that clones were dragged in there by something. No time to investigate now, though. I've got to find our boy Sev.
Ah, there you are.
Give me a minute and I'll join you. Just have to slice this core for the sensor logs. That did it. Now, hold on. Got some static here.
Sam, can you read me? Come in.
You know, I was really hoping to see him just absolutely annihilate that Trandoshan in hand-to-hand combat, but pissing off our most brutal soldier is certainly a bold strategy. Seems like they can't get into the conduits, so at least I can avoid them while inside here. That being said, it was short-lived, and I quickly found myself back in the hallways, sniping Trandoshans while searching for a way to find the starboard data core. Oh, well that's lovely. Will someone call Lieutenant Dan? I found him a spare leg. After some more fighting, I found myself back in the droid conduits, where I got to witness a Trandoshan give a fellow clone trooper the Kurt Cobain treatment.
Shotguns? I don't think anyone used projectile weapons anymore.
Oh, and the lizard people are using mines now. Great. Luckily, they can be disarmed by crouch walking up to them, but I guarantee there's still gonna be a one-shot kill if I fuck up. On the bright side, I found one of their shotguns and was able to pick it up, so I'm excited to try it out.
An energy weapon that looks like a slug thrower. I didn't think lizards were that nostalgic.
I'm gonna be honest here. I fully thought I was heading in to scoop up Sev, but this is actually where Scorch was supposed to go. At least, I think. Inside, I found 2 more of those drones, along with about 6 Trandoshans that I had to clear out before accessing the terminal. It seems like all of the Trandoshans are using shotguns, so as long as I can keep my distance, the fight was actually really easy. Slicing the terminal gives us a data file for us to bring back to command, along with logs showing everything that's happened since the ship went missing a few weeks ago. Anyway, it's time to complete my portion of the mission, which was the aft core. I entered the room to find it completely destroyed, but that wasn't all. Inside were a group of clone survivors fighting back against the Trandoshans, with the help of some defense turrets. After pushing back the enemy and securing the auto turret terminal, it was time to regroup with the clones and figure out what was going on here.
Oh, one of the deluxe models. Come to save us with your superior training.
I could use.
By this point, I was running low on ammo. I'd used the rest of my sniper bolts on a retreating enemy, and was down to just 100 bolts left in my blaster. Once those were gone, I'd only have a pistol and whatever shotgun ammo I could scavenge off the bodies. Again, proceeding with caution was the best way to get through this. I carefully checked every corner and every surface I came across, while opting to use grenades to deal with any hostile squads running my way. Even with that plan though, I still found myself surviving a series of close calls. Luckily, there always seems to be a Bacta station that I can just backtrack to.
Deltas, kill the ones with the knives first. Delta squad coming. Are you receiving?
By the time I'd cleared the hallway, I was just down to about 10 bolts in my blaster, which isn't enough to kill one of these guys, which means it's back to the shotgun. I only have one thermal detonator left, but I do have 4 impact grenades, which are better than nothing. Unfortunately, the Trandoshans had gained access to the defense turrets, forcing me to rely on my pistol to deal with them. Just inside the data core room, I found some inactive turrets. Slicing the closest panel allowed me to reactivate them just in time to deal with an ambush.
The bastard things are everywhere. It's working. Barely. Oh, hope I can still find the flight recorder data in that mess.
With the help of the recently activated turrets, I was able to repel the ambush and retrieve the flight logs before heading out to rendezvous with the rest of the squad. This meant more fighting and more close calls.
Tell me about it.
Improvised explosive devices.
After a few more waves of enemies, I finally found some ammo for my primary blaster. Still no sniper rounds, but I'll take what I can get. If nothing else, I feel like the turrets have become the most difficult part of this mission. It just feels like they can melt your shields in 1 or 2 hits, and before you even have time to react, you're already under half health. And that's not to mention the insane range that some of them have. Regardless, I managed to get through a loading screen before walking directly into another ambush. The door didn't seal behind me though, so I was able to effectively flip the ambush back on the enemies, tossing a concussion grenade through the door as they chased me before popping back in to gun them down. Shout out concussion grenades, by the way. Who knew they were this powerful? Anyway, most of this portion of the mission involves outsmarting or outplaying the Trandoshans at their own game. You're told that they're likely waiting in ambush around every corner, and that's really their only strategy. So what I found worked best was to trigger the ambush and immediately retreat behind one of the doors. Then peek through, kill one or two of them, and retreat, repeating the process however many times I needed until the job was done. Then it was on to the next room. In these longer hallways, you can typically tell if enemies are close, judging by the IEDs on the side of the rooms. The enemies always seem to pop out right in front of them, so you can either shoot them in advance, or trigger the ambush, back up, and deal with them before they get a shot off.
Doing that.
Finally, some more sniper rounds. After pushing ahead some more, I found a barricade blocking my path. There's a vent open nearby, so I assumed I could either blow up the barricade or go around it. Naturally, I opted to go around it, only to be greeted with a taser to the face. After destroying the drone though, I peeked inside to see a dead clone to my right. But just next to him, there's a lightsaber.
An elegant weapon for a more civilized time, huh? Well, guess what? Times have changed.
Now you can't pick it up, or at least I wasn't able to, but I thought it was a pretty cool Easter egg to be able to find one. Back to the combat. For once, it's me pulling off an ambush. Immediately after this though, you encounter the Star Wars version of power armor from Fallout. Luckily, I still have all my ammo from the grenade launcher, so the guy was actually pretty easy to take out. Just hit him with a concussion grenade, then an impact nade, and then noob tube him until he rage quits the lobby.
Fixer, I just encountered a heavily armored Trandoshan. It definitely wasn't a slaver.
You even get to pick up his minigun, which was pretty sweet, though it does mean dropping the shotgun.
Junction door controls are jammed. Running a bypass now.
After clearing another hallway, I was able to meet up with Fixer, only to be ambushed one more time. I held the droids off while he sliced the door, and together, the two of us were able to escape the area and regroup. I will say, thank God for Fixer, because I opened the door and got fucking one-tapped by one of those shotguns.
Delta 3-8 has been hit. Deltas, we gotta
help
finish him out
Commandos.
before we can help 3-8. Retrieving it, sir.
Good news! I found Sev. Bad news?
They're interrogating him. Let's teach those lizards a lesson.
Setting charge.
One thing I didn't pick up on until now is the fact that I could booby trap the enemy IEDs and then bait them into activating. It's a really cool mechanic, and if I die, I'll probably try to utilize it more often.
Good shot, sir.
Take offensive formation.
Yes, sir.
For whatever reason, there's just a turret placement here, so I threw Fixer onto it, and he proceeded to melt through, I don't know, about a dozen Trandoshans before we pushed into the main room to save Sev.
Excellent hit, squad leader.
Disengage turret, Commando.
Affirmative. Moving on.
Take off.
Spread out, slavers!
Well, I say we saved him, but in reality, I teabagged a droid, got a thermal detonator kicked at my head, and barely managed to survive a group of Trandoshans who'd gathered at the door.
Wounded Delta here. Nice shooting, sir.
So as soon as I'd picked up Sev, we were attacked by another Walmart brand power armor wielding lunatic. Turns out, they're even easier to put down when your squad mate can just bullet sponge while you lob grenades at him.
It was a pleasure.
Abandoned position, Delta.
While I waited for Sev to heal up, Fixer took it upon himself to 1v3 some enemies in the next room. It was actually a pretty cool scene to walk into as the door opened while he was pulling off a melee animation. It's shit like this that makes this game so fucking cool to me. It reminds me a ton of watching the NPCs throw enemies over tables and shit in Titanfall. Anyway, onward to the prison cells. This area was a ton of fun because you get 2 squad mates at your disposal and you're also fighting in close quarters. So not only can you use some positioning tactics to outwit the enemy, but you can also get random fights like this where Sev just takes on like 10 enemies at once while Fixer provides sniper support from down the hallway.
Take them out from there, Delta. Let's move on.
Is your helmet too tight, sir? Moving into position.
Schematics. This door leads to the detention control room.
This is a restricted area. Automated security systems online.
Let's go in quietly. Delta, begin door breach.
I opted to do most of the explosives myself since I figured Delta Squad is so effective when they're in sniping positions. It just makes the most sense to me. That was, until we came up to the door breach, at which point I had Sev and Fixer pushed together while I provided overwatch. Sure, it was effectively sending them to their deaths against turret fire, but better them than me.
Hold on, Fixer. Help's on the way. I've located his cell. He's in cell number 2187, down the hall to the right.
Delta 6-2 has been located.
Did I miss anything important?
No. Did you get the data?
Yeah, they searched me, but I hid the data pretty well.
Where exactly?
You don't want to know.
After finding Scorch and learning that he hid data up his ass, all 4 of us regroup and got to work getting the hell off of this ship. This right here is exactly why I kept Fixer and Sev in support positions. They just melt any enemies they see. I will say, I'm feeling much more confident in my ability to take on super battle droids compared to when I first started playing the game. It does feel good to be fighting side by side with the rest of Delta Squad again though.
Good job, lead. Blasted.
Go.
God, I could just sit back and watch montages of them doing shit like this for hours. Most of this portion of the mission is just breaching each door on your way to the command bridge. Instead of going in loud though, I opted to slice each door, which for some reason seems to not trigger the turrets on the other end of the doorway. This was a huge pain in the ass though, because for whatever reason, Sev decided to just mad sprint out into the middle of the bridge and get skull-fucked by droids and Trandoshans.
Powering up. Damage over here.
Good one, sir.
Delta, form up.
Flavors, don't bunch up.
Assume snipe position, Delta.
On my way.
We'll beat them, Delta.
Scorch went out to rescue him, only to get absolutely mowed down, leaving me and Fixer to deal with the remaining enemies. It wasn't too bad though, just one lucky wrist rocket away from death, no biggie.
Snipe position, Delta.
On my way.
After reviving Sev and Scorch, we all took turns healing up like kindergartners in line at the drinking fountain, before taking defensive positions while I inspected the jamming device.
Yes, sir.
This one's mine. Target practice.
Weapon ready.
Tag the lizard. Good kill.
Take cover, Deltas.
As it turns out, not even a squad of super battle droids is enough to withstand the firepower of 4 highly trained snipers.
Sir, this is Delta 3-8. We've reached the bridge.
With the jamming device removed, we're able to re-establish communications with Command, who tell us to head to Hangar A and deal with the Trandoshan dropship. We didn't even get to leave the hangar, though, before we ran into a group of Trandoshan mercenaries. They're like the slavers, but instead of shotguns, they have SMGs and other military-grade equipment. It's still no match for some Delta Squad sniping, though.
What goes up?
Who are these guys?
Trandoshan mercenaries. They've got military training and the hardware to match.
That's not to say the slavers are gone. We were still running into the shotgun-wielding lunatics. They were just mixed in with some more heavily armored soldiers.
Every weapon, every maneuver. The Republic could spend months analyzing this data.
And the Wookiees could use it to get an edge on the slavers.
Yeah! Wookiee life debts for everyone.
We've got to get this ship back to Coruscant in one piece.
We could use our hold here, Delta.
This is the first time I've seen a super battle droid dispenser, so instead of continuing to push ahead, I ordered all of Delta Squad to focus on destroying it.
SPDs!
Charge almost ready, sir. Reloading.
We'll beat those guys.
Take out that droid.
6-2 powering up. Down and out. Delta 40 needs help. I'm on it. This is an ex-enemy.
After booby-trapping some more IEDs and pushing back the attacking enemies, we made it to the elevator and began heading down to the hangar. Well, on the way down, we were told that the Trandoshans have organized a meeting with the Separatists at this location, assumingly with plans to sell them the prosecutor. There's no time to worry about that right now, though, as the elevator has been booby-trapped and we find ourselves once again stuck in the prison cell block. Most of the circuitry has been damaged here, so we're told to repair the area to fix the auto lockdown mechanic.
Landing is hard. Very close now.
It's a start. Let's look for more circuit squad.
As we make our way through the detention area, we walk directly into a fucking missile launcher. There's no way to flank around it, so instead we just faced it head on, while using Sev as our personal meat shield.
Get yourself some Bacta, Commando. You, Bacta, now.
Getting back to set for combat. Nice clean hit, sir. That did the trick.
You, Bacta, now.
On my way. Now I'm ready.
Get slicing on that terminal, Commando.
You got it.
My scans show most of the remaining Trandoshans are in the detention area.
After clearing the area, I had Fixer hop in it while the rest of us continued pushing ahead. Securing the detention center unleashes poisonous gas throughout the entire floor. Now, luckily for us, we have helmets, so we're safe. I think. Anyway, it's on to locating a clone transmission. The signal is coming from below us, so we drop through a hatch, only to land in a pile of clone corpses.
I'll head in first.
Where are we?
Changing visor mode.
What the? You've got to be kidding.
All right, this is getting serious.
Get out of there, squad. The Trandoshan dropship is nearby.
This next portion involves maneuvering the hallways with night vision, dealing with some more scav drones, lizard people, and for once, friendly turrets. I do like that you can help your squad mates by shooting the scav drones off of them, and positioning does seem to be the way to go, considering your men will just snipe the droids out of the air before you even see them. As we closed in on the hangar, command pops in to say that a separatist battleship is approaching. There's no time to focus on that though. For now, I was entirely preoccupied with controlling the hangar. I had 2 members of Delta take up overwatch positions while Scorch headed down to engage the enemy in close quarters.
Take them out from there, Delta.
Yes, sir.
No!
Let's get a hold of that concussion rifle.
They're using concussion rifles, and after killing one, I'm able to take the weapon for myself. Beneath the platform are some rocket turrets similar to the one we dealt with in the detention center. You can make quick work of the Trandoshans operating them with the concussion rifle, which frees you up to hop in and start destroying their ship.
Someone man that turret. Let's move on.
Ready, sir. Yep, that's a wrap. This assault ship is clean.
Federation
With the lizard people successfully repelled from the Star Destroyer, we should be celebrating like the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, but instead, we're greeted with a separatist attack as they finally showed up to claim their prize from the slavers. Luckily, we're not alone. Well, we are for now, but help is on the way.
I think we're on our...
All we need to do as a squad is single-handedly hold off a droid invasion on our Star Destroyer until Republic forces can arrive to assist. First things first, we had to get to Hangar B. Once inside, we got to work removing debris and setting up traps and taking defensive positions.
proximity unit.
Take cover, Deltas.
Objective accomplished.
Pack it up, Delta.
Dispenser is down. Droids are deploying.
Fresh ammo. Blast. There's another one bringing up the rear.
With a vulnerability in the hangar force field. The regulator on the left side of the hangar controls the power flow. Disable it with a demolition charge and you'll seal off the hangar for good.
We moved fast enough that we were able to take out the droid distributors as they landed before ultimately blowing up the force field regulator on the hangar shield, preventing any additional droids from landing.
Stand back, Deltas.
Explosive set, 380. Done. Force field. Seriously messed up, sir.
This hangar is sealed. Let's move on to the next one.
By the time we'd reached Hangar C, the droids were already landing, meaning we're at a massive disadvantage. That being said, there's still no match for a well-coordinated Delta squad.
Cancel sniper maneuver, Commander.
Ready, sir. On my way.
Cancel that, Commando.
Affirmative. Canceling demolition.
Assume snipe position, Delta.
Alert! Sensor detect another launch.
Take cover, Deltas.
While the rest of the squad destroyed the droid dispensers and sabotaged the force field regulator, I spent my time trying to hop on one of those old speeder bikes in the corner, only to send it into a dispenser. With that fiasco dealt with, we were told that droidicon dispensers were landing on the upper levels, but by that point, we'd already damaged the force field regulator and could move on into the next hangar.
Ready when you are,
Fire in the hole.
This could get ugly.
As we approached Hangar D, I could hear the droids on the other side. So, instinctively, I had the rest of Delta Squad place traps along the hallway, while Scourge took up a sniping position in the back. I went to join him and then had Sev and Fixer open the door, unleashing the droids.
Got it. Door is unlocked.
Take offensive formation.
Roger that.
One down.
Honestly, I was expecting more. Kinda disappointed.
Nice clean hit, sir.
Prepare for snipe maneuver, Delta.
On my way. Hold on. Droidicas. They have a
See,
spot on us.
that's what I'm talking about. Alright, never mind, they all got stuck.
Get yourself some Vector, Commando.
The final hangar was rough. There's super battle droids, droidicas, regular B1s, and a variety of dispensers with debris blocking the paths to them. You have to have everyone take up positions early on, otherwise you'll end up like me here with Fixer bleeding out while the rest of us run back down the hallway with our tail between our legs.
Monster. Take offensive formation.
Assisting Delta 4-0.
Let's form up.
After healing up, we pushed back in and were able to rescue Fixer before ultimately retreating once again. Now at full strength, we pushed into the hangar for a third time to deal with the army of super battle droids and droidicas waiting for us. This time, I was able to get Scorch and Sev into decent positions, while Fixer and I pushed on the opposite end of the hangar, targeting and destroying a droidica dispenser.
Hold it together, Delta.
Yeah, droid. Charge is hot, sir. Hey, call to the
Stand back, Delta.
Powering up.
This time, Sev went down, so I pulled everyone back to the hallway to regroup and deal with another squad of super battle droids. This is really how the entire process went. We'd push in, get decent positioning, hit a dispenser, and then retreat to heal up.
Visual on Droidicas. Heavy, move to cover now!
I'd like some explosives here, Delta.
Setting charge. Full 7 is down.
We'll beat them, Delta Squad. Defend this position.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Evaluate. Defend this position.
Yes, sir. Super battle droids.
Bombard them from there, Delta.
Scope room, sir. Scorch in position.
Abandon position, Delta. Let's use this clear line of fire.
Ready weapon.
Explosives prepped and ready.
Take cover, Deltas. Let's move on. Take them out from there, Delta. Pack it up, Delta.
What's going on, 38? Taking position, boss.
Affirmative. Placing charge.
Put someone on that turret, Delta.
Delta moving
I
the
found
turret.
some ordnance, but I can't override the lift control. There should be a terminal nearby. Get a slicer on it to bring up the lift.
No problem.
Target identified.
Explosives prime, squad.
Take cover,
I
Delta.
can do this all day.
With the chatter, Deltas. Let's move, Delta squad.
Stop limping around and get some vector, soldier.
With the hangar secured, we sliced a lift to bring up and got a goddamn ATTE, which we used to destroy the force field regulator with. Honestly, I'm a bit bummed I didn't get to use it against any droids, but at least it made an appearance. With the hangar fully locked down, the droids changed strategies and began scuttling the Star Destroyer, leaving it up to the 4 of us to fight back. The goal is to reach one of these ship's turbo lasers. The only problem? The entire ship is still crawling with droids. So while pushing through the hallways, you keep hearing the overcom come online to tell you that the shields are now destroyed, the engines are down, etc. And I assumed that it's this map's version of the 5-minute timer from Geonosis, so I played super aggressive here.
Hull integrity compromised.
The bridge is up above the rest of the room, which works out for us and creates 2 lanes to defend instead of just an open area. This works out perfectly because you need to slice all 3 terminals and they all take at least 1 minute to do. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'd much rather have the 3 members of the squad slice the terminals while I defend, because I can just spam EMP grenades at the enemy. I'm also the only member of Delta Squad to have this sick-ass grenade launcher. At least, I think. At the very least, I didn't want to risk dying while staring at a terminal screen for 60 seconds. Regardless, I was able to single-handedly hold off the droid assault while Sev, Scorch, and Fixer sliced the 3 terminals, allowing us to fire back at the droid command ship just as clone reinforcements arrived. Together, we destroyed the command ship and successfully defended the prosecutor from certain destruction.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Thanks for the assistance, Captain.
Welcome to Kashyyyk. Thanks to the data you found on that assault ship, the Republic and the Wookiees are on very good terms. They've asked us to help find their leader, a Wookiee named Tarfful. Tarfful spent years fighting Trandoshan slavers. 2 days ago, one of his patrols was overwhelmed. The Wookiees assumed he was lost. However, we recently cracked a Trandoshan code indicating Tarfful was captured. Be advised, this is a covert insertion. He is still alive and being held in a slave camp here on Kashyyyk. At least you have the element of surprise this time. Good luck.
Last mission. Let's get to it. So, stealth mission? Tarfful, the Wookiee leader, has been captured, so it's up to Delta Squad to sneak in and rescue him. They stress this as a covert operation, so we have the element of surprise this time, but I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say that that's not how this is going to go.
Put that turret to good use.
Moving to the big gun, sir.
See? Called it.
Enemy eliminated.
We tried to push ahead, only for Fixer to reveal to the squad that he's secretly been a Jedi this whole time, so I order 66'd his ass until he fell back in line.
Rows down. Someone help him.
Do that again, 3-8, and I'll kill you myself.
After surviving an all too familiar Trandoshan ambush, we found ourselves at a landing pad. This was yet another ambush where we fought for our lives, all taking substantial injuries. But when all hope seemed lost, Who else but a rogue Wookiee to swoop in and save the day? Together, we pushed through a tight hallway until we were able to get indoors and find some bacta stations to heal up at.
Great shooting, sir.
Ready for combat.
Identified ship is directly above you now. Delta Lead, get me a visual on that ship.
Advisor, I'm transmitting silhouette data on that ship now. See anything you recognize?
That's General Grievous' ship.
The commando...
Oh, cool. Grievous is here. Surely nothing bad could possibly come of that realization. Anyway, on to the detention center. I'd be lying if I said my cheeks weren't clenched for this entire fight. I wasn't expecting to be taken from behind, no diddy, let alone having grenades rain down on top of us. And shout out to Fixer for saving the day yet again. And not just once, but twice, before I managed to get to cover and pick up Sev. Talk about an insanely close call. And even through all of that, I didn't get to mention the fucking juggernaut that kicked everything off. I'm just happy we're alive though.
Need aid now.
Protocol requires eliminating hostiles before I can help you, sir. Assisting 07. Incoming detonator. Incoming detonator. Helping 6-2. He's dead.
All of that just for Tarfful to already be dead when we got here. Luckily, there was one Wookiee still alive, and after rescuing 2 squad mates, we blew a hole in the wall and continued to push directly into yet another juggernaut.
Take offensive formation.
This time, we experienced an even closer brush with death as one of the commandos accidentally hit the Wookiee that was tanking all of the damage for us. With the Wookiee incapacitated, the gunner turned towards us, knocking Sev, Fixer, and myself out of the fight, leaving only a wounded Scorch to hold the line. And hold the line he did. What an absolute badass that man is. Single-handedly finishing off a Trandoshan version of the Brotherhood of Steel, killing several grunts, and reviving me, saving the run.
Slavers!
Luckily for us, we got some relief as the next room over had 3 bacta stations, allowing the entirety of Delta Squad to return to full health. So as it turns out, that first dead Wookiee wasn't Tarfful, and both of the rescued Wookiees so far also aren't Tarfful, but apparently he's still here. Don't worry though, we rescued the furball only for him to run directly into the spotlight, alerting all of the Trandoshans to our location. Thank God I have a minigun.
Delta, I'll take your lead, sir.
Down. 62 is down.
We'll have your lizard hide for that.
Take offensive formation.
Roger that.
We got our nest here.
String them along and we'll mop them up.
Unfortunately, even miniguns are no match for teleporting Trandoshans.
I need help, commandos.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I could sit back and watch hours upon hours of fight scene animations of this game.
Delta Squad, new orders. You are to verify that Grievous is indeed on Kashyyyk. Highest priority. Can you see him near that ship? Find a window or viewport. We need verification.
Please tell me we don't have to fight Grievous. Please.
We've got a visual on a landing pad.
Positive ID on General Grievous.
What? Damn!
We've been spotted. Get down there. Move!
What the galaxy was that, sir?
Okay, so after this part, you push down the stairs, but instead of going straight, hang left here, and you can find a dead Wookiee and its bowcaster. I found this entirely by chance, so I was really happy that it was in the game. I didn't even care about the bacta stations at that point. Anyway, back to Tarfful, or Grievous, or both of them. Grievous wants Tarfful for questioning, so after testing out the bowcaster on some lizards, we chase after them, only to reach the ship just a few seconds too late. With Grievous and Tarfful out of the picture, it's time to take on his 2 Magna Guard bodyguards. They're actually really easy to deal with if you keep your distance, because, at least for me, they spent most of their time aggroed onto my men or the Wookiee, instead of focusing myself.
Never argue with the Wookiee 3-8. Score, in position.
Take offensive formation. Eliminate target. Take offensive formation. Eliminate target. Delta needs a revive, Commander.
Droid spotted.
One down.
Pleasure. Hit him hard, Deltas.
Up next, it's time to assault the Trandoshan compound. Hey, remember when this was supposed to be a covert stealth operation?
Nice one, boss.
Looks like a textbook perimeter.
The compound is loaded with mines and defensive positions, your typical lizard people setup that felt very similar to fighting them on the prosecutor. Fun fact, I learned that if you don't defuse these mines, they'll do this weird berserker rush, which feels like their version of a bonsai charge, only to run directly into their own minefield. Lovely.
Are they stupid or crazy?
After dealing with the patrol, I found an entrance into the compound, only to discover a group of droids guarding it. The commandos are surprised by it, but I've seen Revenge of the Sith, so I started getting antsy, getting ready for the final battle. Remember, switching to your sidearm is always faster than reloading.
The boss is down. I repeat, the boss is down.
It ain't now.
Deltas, we gotta finish him off before we can help three.
Hey, I helped. Put that on the record, I helped with that. Thank God for Backdom. Well, it turns out, even God is against me. I'm glad they brought Kenshi physics into Republic Commando, or vice versa, I guess. I don't know about you, but this doesn't feel like reconnaissance. This feels like we're raiding the compound. I don't think recon is dealing with droidicas and super battle droids.
Those look like separatist supply crates.
6-2, aiding set. Again.
Initiate radical restructuring, Commander.
Score
Can we
explosive
fall
set,
back,
3-8.
sir?
Incoming!
Now I'm ready.
I'd like some explosives here, Deltas.
Scorch priming charge. Need some cover, squad.
Fire in the hole.
Priming. Explosives. Explosives prime, sir. Chief's on the mark. Good one. 6-2 powering up. Target taken out.
Confirm kill.
You, back down. Now. Evaluate.
Roger that.
Explosives
Take cover,
ready.
Deltas.
Target annihilated.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was a Thunder Gun Easter egg, but it's actually just a Wookiee rocket launcher. Still cool, but I got really excited at the possibility of a COD Zombies Easter egg in Republic Commando. God, I am so sick of these things. They're almost as bad as the Geonosian warriors at this point. So it's revealed that the compound is actually a staging area for the Separatist ground invasion. There's a ton of Separatist supplies laying around, and it's clear they're gearing up for something massive. Because of this, our job changes from reconnaissance to disrupting their plans however possible. Our first objective is to destroy a landing pad, but it's heavily defended by minefields, droids, Trandoshans, all that. So enjoy this small fighting montage.
Move away! Squad leader, solid shot.
Trendo neutralized.
Enemy down.
Let's see if we can arrange a little surprise.
Reloading.
Terminal
The minefield is
squad
active.
leader.
There they go. Stupid droids. That was fulfilling.
Droids incoming!
It's a Trendo dropship.
They're bringing in reinforcements.
Destroy that landing pad. Initiate radical restructuring, Commando.
Scorch, priming charge.
Could have done it better myself, sir.
Can I have some cover here? I can't rush this, you know? Ready?
Get clear!
Delta Squad, proceed to the lower level of the base.
With the first landing pad blown up, we're told to head to the lower level of the base. Lovely. As it turns out, there's one more landing pad on the base that we need to target and destroy. By this point though, I was pretty confident that I was close to the end, so I started playing very passive. If even one commando had yellow health, I was backtracking to the nearest Bacta station to heal up. I wasn't about to risk rerunning this entire playthrough here. On top of that, I was constantly assigning squad mates to covering positions where they could deal with the brunt of the enemy forces, all while I stayed back and used my sniper and pistol to deal with the enemies at range. That was until we came across a super battle droid distributor. Holy shit. I've dealt with these a few times throughout the playthrough, but for whatever reason, this one felt impossible to deal with. Maybe it was the lack of cover, or the fact that there were just so many of them, but this was one of the harder parts of the entire mission for me. It got to the point where I pulled Delta Squad back to the missile launcher and used that to shred through a few super battle droids before trying to push back in and rescue Fixer. Only for the exact same thing to happen again and again. Alright, that was my bad. But after about 10 minutes of back and forth, we finally managed to destroy the super battle droid dispenser and continue pushing deeper into the compound in search of their supply cache. Just kidding, we walked directly into a spider droid. Thankfully, Scorch was kind enough to tank a few shells to the face while we focused on using a crane to deal with the droid.
Word flight, squad leader.
Confirmed.
After destroying it, a gunship swooped in to save the day, escorting us to our next objective.
There's our ride.
Deltas, let's get out of here.
We're not going far, Delta. The Separatists are planting their flag in Kashyyyk, and it's up to us to yank it out. The Separatists have touched down and are starting to deploy. Your squad must reach the weakest point on this bridge, a narrow span in the center, and destroy it. That will sever the link between Separatist and Wookiee territory. Move fast. If the Separatists reach the span first, they'll make your job a lot harder.
Destroy a bridge? How hard could that be? I burn bridges all the time. You know it's going to be a good chapter because they let you pick up a bowcaster right at the start. It's just sitting on the ground. So our job is to get to a bridge and blow it up. The problem with that is the invasion has already begun. So the Wookiees have already started sealing off passageways, which not only prevents the Separatists from hitting these spots, but it prevents our squad from taking any shortcuts to the bridge. Oh, and the Trandoshans and their stupid fucking taser droids are here as well.
We've got a breach here.
Looks like the Wookiees need to work on their welding skills.
Recommend you put a couple of thermals in that breach. The resulting debris should hold off any further incursions. The schematic of the Kachirho bridge, Delta. It connects the lower city to the main citadel. The bridge itself is joined in the middle by a small center span. It acts as a linchpin between the two halves. Separatist advance parties have already reached this side of the bridge and are attempting to clear a path for the main invasion force. Once you've reached the center span, you will place a demo charge at this point. It's an expansion joint between the two sections. Destroy this bridge and stop the Separatists in their tracks. Good luck, Delta.
So, the droids have already reached the spot on the bridge that we need to place the charges at. Got it. Don't mind Sev just casually using a Wookiee carcass as cover. A lot of this fight is pushing through Trandoshan forces to make your way to the bridge.
Delta lead, Trandoshans have breached the concourse.
I never would have guessed.
Seal that hole, squad.
Sir, let's bring that tree branch down. That should hold him.
Boss, with all due respect, blow up that tree branch already.
After dropping a tree branch on an entry point, we pushed into the next stage, known as the Gauntlet. You get to rock some night vision early on, which is cool, but also incredibly stressful since we're right back in close quarters, which means one-tap shotguns and landmines. See what I mean? Luckily, the night vision section is short-lived, and we were back out in the open in under a minute.
7 reloading. Good job, Lee.
Give us heavy weapon fire, Delta.
I'll blast him to bits.
Begin snipe maneuver, Delta. Let's show him some real firepower. Take cover, Delta.
Ready, sir.
Look for a weak spot to blast our way through. Get a demo charge ready.
07, ready for combat.
The Separatists reach the center span before you do. The city will be lost.
Wait a minute. I thought they already reached it. Well, regardless, I feel like we're gearing up for another race against the clock segment, and I'm not looking forward to it. This next segment is really just pushing through enemies. There's no side objectives or anything, it's really just kill enemies and keep moving forward. So I'll show some highlights of that, then meet you at the next checkpoint.
Got it, sir.
07, ready for combat.
Back to applied. That was easy. Charge set. Clear.
Grenade thrown.
Door
Strike
breach.
one,
Let's
Trandoshan.
move. Excellent hit, squad leader.
Well done, boss.
Begin snipe maneuver, Delta.
Moving to your mark.
On my way.
Lizard eliminated.
Another one down.
Excellent hit, squad leader.
Hey, I didn't know Trandoshans could fly.
So at the time of recording, I had about 15 hours in the game, and was starting to really get the mechanics down. It's gonna sound cocky or arrogant, but it felt easy enough to where I had to pause and check to make sure I was still on hard mode during this portion of the mission. I'm sure that sentence will come back to bite me in the ass in the future, but in the moment, that's how I felt.
This is it, Deltas. This is your objective. If we can stop the Separatists here, we can hold Kachirho. You'll need to place a charge on the center joint of the span. And squad, advise you evacuate the span before activating that charge.
Oh, so someone's dying here, right? Like, someone's definitely gonna end up having to sacrifice themselves to hold the bridge or something. In a beautiful moment of karma, my cockiness came back to haunt me almost instantly, as we pushed out directly into his super battle droid dispenser, leaving me the only survivor of the fight.
Scorch is back and ready to go. I need a
Droid down. Someone help. 6-2 down. Someone assist him.
Delta Lead, revive your squad.
Sit up there, Delta.
I was able to res Sev with milliseconds to spare before being dropped myself. Now, luckily, we were able to use a dead Wookiee for cover while Sev revived me, and together, we were able to retreat over to the Bacta stations to heal up again.
Yes, sir. Be right back.
Secure that area.
With both of us fully healed, I had Sev provide cover fire while I ran ahead and revived Scorch and Fixer.
I'm good as new, sir.
With the whole band back together, Sev moved to the abandoned turret nearby, while Scorch and I provided cover fire for Fixer to plant a charge on the dispensers.
Prep for conflict.
This is Delta.
07 moving to turret.
Almost ready, sir.
Ready to engage.
Demos ready when you are, sir.
Take cover, Delta.
Taking fire.
Secure that area.
Roger that.
Priming? Explosives? Explosive set, 3-8.
Get clear. Hold it together, Delta.
Another narrow escape. With the area secured, we planted a charge on the bridge and...
Stand back, Deltas.
Pretty.
Misfire. Misfire. Who packed that charge?
We're told to find a rocket launcher and use that to take out the bridge, but before we get to that, we've got to deal with another spider droid.
I'm in motion.
Watch that droid!
Droid destroyed.
Killed that one.
Just grab yourself.
Reloading.
Spider droid?
Squad lead is out.
Take out that droid.
So, I don't know what happened here, if the game bugged out or whatnot, but no one would recall to revive me. With no one responding, I had to sit back and watch as all 3 squad mates fell one by one, until the white screen of death appeared before me. I'm not sure how many of you have experienced this during a game where you're so close to the end, only to fuck up one time and have to restart from the very beginning. But it's truly gut-wrenching. Like, I'd rather take a foot to the nuts than have to go through everything again. Not to be too overly dramatic, but I did end up taking about 2 weeks off of recording this playthrough because of this. More so as an avoidance from having to replay Geonosis, but in general, I took a few weeks off to reset before giving it another go. From the top.
And initial scans reveal a substantial droid presence. Also, expect to encounter local resistance. There's a passage up ahead that should lead to the next canyon.
All right, let's get to it, squad.
Good luck, Delta. And don't come back without those launch codes.
This place is crawling with Trandoshans.
Tell me about it.
Explosives prepped
Stand
and ready.
back, Delta.
Super
Put a demo charge on that regulator.
Setting demo.
Reloading.
It's a slaver rush.
Drop them. Berserkers. They're coming through their own minefield. Are they stupid or crazy? Got a Trandoshan.
It would take around 15 hours and 4 more attempts to make it back to where I left off. Obviously, I was planning on that run being the one to take me to the promised land, hence why almost the entire video was centered around it, but at least we're back. This time, before I accessed the door, I had to pull all of Delta Squad in firing positions before the spider droid was triggered. This was a much more successful attempt, and we were able to destroy the spider droid in only about a minute's time before dealing with the remaining droideka and battle droids.
Give me another. How many did I get? I lost count.
All that's left to do now is blow this bitch up.
Heading for cover.
With the bridge blown up, we're now tasked with helping the Wookiees repel the invasion. First things first, we need to make it to the other end of the bridge. The biggest problem I'm encountering right now is the fact that I'm entirely out of ammo, aside from my pistol and my blade. All I have is an SMG that I picked up off one of the mercs, and this thing fucking blows.
Well done, sir. 3-8, your forward progress appears to be blocked. You'll have to look for an alternate route.
Stand back, doubters.
Once the mercs in the area were dealt with, we linked up with another Wookiee, grabbed some ammo, and jumped into the maintenance shaft where we repelled several merc ambushes.
Take them out from there, Delta.
On my way.
My favorite, sir. Weapon ready.
After making it out of the maintenance shafts, we're told that Tarfful is pinned down and needs some assistance.
Good shot, sir.
Moving squad. Tarfful is just up ahead.
Done it better myself, sir. Door is unlocked.
Take offensive formation.
Roger that.
God, I love this thing. Anyway, we found Tarfful. He's fine, but as soon as we located him, we were once again ambushed by a ton of Trandoshan mercenaries and super battle droids, leading to another massive shootout. This happens a lot.
Moving to position.
6-2 powering up.
Mercenaries are dropping in from the skylight.
Reloading.
Thank God Tarfful's on our side. I mean, they just straight up toss super battle droids out of the way like it's nothing. We still need to make it to the end of the bridge though, as the Wookiees are pinned down and need our support. So with Tarfful rocking with us, we begin making our way over to bail out his men. Instead of seeing that to fruition though, we're immediately given a new objective: to retake the ammo caches that have been overrun by Separatist forces. Let's get to work. There's 2 loading docks that we need to hit, and both of them say to plant charges on the ammo caches, but wouldn't it be better to secure them all and then call in reinforcements to the area to move the ammo back behind friendly lines? I don't know, I'm not a battle tactician, but planting charges on our own ammo when we've just secured the area seems a bit off.
Whoever left his back to dispenser here should get a medal.
I will always love the little quips that Delta Squad has when it comes to the game mechanics, like back to dispensers being in places you normally wouldn't find them in a battlefield. Really, just their back and forth banter in general is hilarious to listen to.
I'm reading active charges. Looks like the droids have rigged those ammo crates to explode. You'll have to secure the area and slice those charges before they go off.
Ah, so is that what I did on the first cache? I should really start paying attention to the mission a bit more.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Target area in view.
Droid dispensers are landing in your area.
They're trying to hold them up with these turrets.
Commando. Way to blast them.
Let's take them down from here, Delta.
Moving to your mark.
Take them out from there, Delta.
On my way.
Scorch, in position.
Abandon position, Delta.
Careful, squad. We can't afford to lose that ammo.
Cancel maneuver, Delta. I'd like some explosives here, Delta.
Ready explosion.
Nice clean hit, sir. Take them down, boss.
Bugs!
Oh, fuck off. They're back? Since when are Geonosis bugs on Kashyyyk? I call bullshit.
Good job. The loading dock is secure, and it looks like you managed to save some of the ammo. Now get Tarfful to his troops.
After another close call against the Geonosians that I thought I left back at the beginning of the game, we secured most of the ammo and pushed through to the rendezvous point. Something happened here where I'm not sure if it was a bug or if this is just naturally happens in the game, but I found that I wasn't able to issue commands to Scorch anymore. Like, I couldn't give him an order to use backdub, I couldn't tell him to take up sniping positions, nothing. It would only issue commands to Sev and Fixer. Like, I even tried quick loading and it still didn't work, so for the rest of this mission, Scorch couldn't heal or be given orders, which made everything just a bit more difficult. It wasn't until he went down and I manually revived him that commands started working again. Just in time, too, considering we were in the middle of yet another ambush.
Area secured.
Could you move, sir?
Prepare for snipe maneuver, Delta.
On my way.
Let's move on.
Target. Very close now.
Why exactly does this guy need our help again? It seems like he's got everything under control every time I look at him. Anyway, we fight through some more invaders, deal with 2 more Magna Guards, and hand Tarfful over to his personal guard before we're given yet another objective. Take back the tree. Which really just sounds like when we were all kids playing airsoft in the woods with our friends and just had the shittiest tree house to hold up in.
Ship has just touched down on the top of this tree. Get up there and destroy it. Tarfful and his men are on the way to the war room. They'll provide intel and tactical support from there. He's left behind one Wookiee guide to help you.
So much for our guide.
Cut the chatter, 6-2.
With our guide out of commission, it's up to us to fight through the droid forces.
Fighters in the area. Take extra care with ordnance.
What's he on about?
Ouch. That had to hurt.
How'd they get that spider droid in here?
Must have shipped it in unassembled.
I'm so fucking sick of spider droids.
Powering up. Wow! Get that Wookiee out of the fire area!
Okay, you tell him to retreat, Fixer.
Negative on that.
Go, go. Heads up, soldiers.
Need a reload here.
That'll do the trick, 38.
Oh, don't worry. There's not just one.
Eliminate target.
Nice shooting, sir. That's done.
After fighting through 2 spider droids, we tried to breach a door and save a few Wookiees in the area, only to be completely overwhelmed by droidicas and super battle droids. There's 2 dispensers in the area that I know of, but we were already down a member, so it was gonna be an uphill battle.
Could use a hold here, Delta.
Scorch, prime in charge.
Assist that commander.
Can I have some cover here? Explosives, prime, sir.
Take cover, Deltas.
I'm up for action.
Droid down.
With the dispenser destroyed, we blew up an empty fuel cell and continued our mission to locate the Separatist cruiser.
You'll have to make your way through the nursery facilities of the Citadel.
Oh, is that where they keep the baby Wookiees?
Negative. Baby worship trees. This is the Wookiees' garden.
To be fair, I thought it was gonna be baby Wookiees too.
Well, the garden's got a pest problem. Trandoshans.
You would prefer baby Wookiees.
Not really. Too cute.
What goes on? 6-2's incapacitated.
Damn lizard.
Give me a sec.
Eliminate target.
Subject terminated.
Nice kill. Clear.
Watch this.
Mission kill, Commando.
Move, move, move. Heads up. We got mercs.
With the garden secured, we're told that the Separatist ship is pulling from the main power grid, and it's preventing Tarfful's defense turrets from coming online, so we now need to find him some backup generators to boost power in the area and allow him to get his defense turrets up and running again. Naturally, Sev just charges on ahead into the next room, only to be dropped immediately.
07's down. Someone help him.
What did he do that for?
See, you know it's bad when even Scorch is calling you out. The best course of action here is to set your squad to defensive positions, then bait the tank soldier into the current room where all of you can noob tube him into oblivion.
Kill him before they kill you.
Good hit.
Honestly, it feels like this game has just taken everything I hate and thrown them at me at these last few objectives. And I think there's still at least one more left.
Need meds now.
Delta 07's been hit.
Geonosis filth.
I love that crunchy sound when they die. I could do this.
Come in, slicing protocols, Delta.
You got it. I've accessed the network. Let's go. The
We
lights
need that
just came
commando
on.
back now,
Confirmed.
Delta.
Alpha generator online.
Let's take them down.
Different generator, same method. Shoot the bugs and cover Fixer while he slices. Please tell me this is the last time I have to deal with them.
Delta Squad. Let's take it down from here.
They don't stand a chance
Lights up,
against
sir.
me.
Beta generator online.
Sir.
Target area hit. I love that clanky sound when they fall. On my way. Wounded.
Target no.
Tarfful's forces have engaged the enemy in a hangar up ahead. Proceed to the hangar and clear the way for them.
Another hangar? What can you say? Wookiees like hangars.
I'm glad the game recognizes it, because I was gonna say it if they didn't. Alright, so we push into the hangar, and the Wookiees already have it under control, sparking the question, why did we need to sidetrack? Anyway, we're here now, and we're just in time to watch Grievous escape, leaving behind his bodyguards for us to fight through. Once they've been dealt with, we're free to continue onward in search of an elevator to get to the higher levels. Don't worry, we found the elevator. It's just currently in use.
Take up sniper position.
Moving into position. Confirmed kill. Droid unit.
Begin snipe maneuver, Delta.
Moving into position.
Keep it moving, squad.
So, with the elevator secure, we now need to hit all 4 turrets on the upper level. Once we're each in a missile defense turret, we need to coordinate our fire on the enemy ship, which should be enough to bring it down. At least, that's what the boss told us.
Get on it then, Deltas.
Why aren't we moving?
Save the button.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Never change, Sev. I'm assuming for this next mission, there's gonna be a solo segment, and if I die, I'm just releasing the video as is, because fuck replaying all of this again. We started off strong with a Spider Droid, Magna Guard, Super Battle Droids, and Droidicons. Lovely. So what I figure happens is we each have to go to the 4 turrets, leaving 1 soldier behind at each one, making the next more difficult to reach, until it's just me and me alone against an army of droids, Noble 6 style.
Thermal away. Look alive. Great shooting, sir.
Sev, this one is yours.
I'm on it.
So far, so good. With Sev gone, it's just me, Fixer, and Scorch. Of course, why wouldn't it be Bugs?
Cancel maneuver, Delta.
On my way.
Charge set, Deltas.
Great shooting, sir. 4-0, reloading.
Let's use this clear line of fire.
Ready weapon. Another one down. Target area in view.
Cancel maneuver, Delta.
Good to go, sir. In position. Confirmed kill. Geonosis.
We'll beat them, Delta Squad.
Fixer,
I'll take this one, sir.
Feeling good.
And just like that, there were 2. The whole approach here is to lean into Scorch's specialty and just go full explosives.
Setting trap.
Defend this position.
Roger that. Roger that.
It's a bit funny to me that what should be my most hated moment is actually the easiest of the entire mission so far. Just casually taking on spider droids with Geonosis like it's nothing. Explosives really are king, aren't they? Even the next portion here, where you have to fight through the Geonosis in the pitch black, was made easy by a simple impact grenade.
Hold that position.
Roger that.
Oh good, another spider droid.
Give me another. Reloading. Heading for cover.
6-2, up on.
6-2, mounting missile turret.
With Scourge successfully reaching his turret, there's only one thing left to do.
Turret ready, sir.
Now, for those of you who've played this next part, you might think, oh, Preds, you probably cheated and just didn't show us you died here, so I'm gonna just play the entire ending portion out as proof that I finally overcame my fear of the Geonosians and successfully exterminated them from, Kashyyyk.
Take out that ship. Delta Squad, concentrate turbo lasers on target.
Their shields are down, squad. Keep it up.
Scans indicate her hull is weakening, Delta Squad. We're coming in for a strafing run. Keep firing. Target acquired. Target locked. Missiles away.
Nothing like a little precision teamwork, Deltas.
And that was nothing like a little precision teamwork.
Lose the chatter, Commandos. What now, sir?
Awaiting further instructions, 40.
Delta Squad, regroup at 3/8 position for exfil.
Boss, I've got a problem here.
Civ, where are you?
Multiple hostiles.
Lost his signal, boss.
Well, find it again, damn it. Squad, regroup. We're going after Civ.
Negative 3/8. New orders came through from the Jedi Generals. Clear the area. Evac now.
I don't care if they came from Master Yoda himself.
As a matter of fact, they did, soldier. Now get your squad out of there.
Blast our orders! 40?
He's right, boss. We gotta evac.
Sir, we have to go back.
Delta Lead, get your men under control. One commando is not worth risking an entire operation.
One commando? He's talking about my pod brother.
Hold on, Advisor. What do you mean, an entire operation?
Your team was the advance force for a full-scale Republic invasion. I had strict orders not to tell you. It was your reconnaissance, your intel that verified the operation. And now the invasion has begun.
Republic assault ship on Vector 6. Hostiles to starboard, ready guns. Firing solution in 2 seconds. Watch it, Bravo Leader, they're on your tail. Droid starfighters, incoming at 0-27. Look out!
Boss, look! It's the invasion force.
Taking the city was only the beginning.
I've never seen so many ships before.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'll patch you through right away. Listen up, Deltas.
All Republic forces, establish forward command in Kachirho.
Is that really who I think it is?
Rendezvous with Delta Squad, we must. Upon them, we rest Macho. Wookiee freedom must not be sacrificed.
Sorry, Deltas. Looks like it's back to the action. You have your orders.
Delta Squad, lock and load.
What an absolutely incredible game. Through and through. One of the best Star Wars games I've ever played, and one of the more enjoyable FPS games I've ever picked up. Admittedly, I went into this a bit skeptical, but I love everything from the art style, how powerful the droids actually feel, even when up against commandos, the banter between the squad, the ability to issue commands, just chef's kiss through and through. I've heard really good things about the Republic Commando books as well, so I'm excited to check those out. Thanks again to those who recommended them to me. The only downside with the entire story is we never get to find out what happened to Sev. But I like to think he went down a meal style from Halo Reach, just stabbing a Geonosian in the neck and throwing a warrior off the top balcony to go out in a blaze of glory. To keep on the Star Wars topic, my other channel, TGP Explains, should be dropping a pretty big video covering the Clone Wars animated TV show in the next day or two, so check that out if you're interested. The channel link is down in the description. If you have any other recommendations you'd like to throw out, whether it's a challenge run or a no deaths run in any other games, let me know, and I'll see what the highest voted ones are and go from there. I've been considering doing a 100% completion run on Star Wars Outlaws, so maybe that'll be in the future as well. If you're looking for those runs, I've been streaming a lot on YouTube, but I'll be transitioning over to Twitch on Tuesdays and Fridays, so be on the lookout for those streams. Until next time, I appreciate you all, stay classy, and thanks for stopping by.